Our university has released its initial report of the financial aid scandal that rocked the school and forced a student protest that ended just on Friday. The report said the misconduct happened between the years 2011 and 2016. 6 employees of the university were fired after they allegedly steered thousands of dollars in financial aid to their own hands and those of other students. The investigation breaks down the money this way: $90,000 in tuition remission and $279,000 in grants. It resulted in refunds and loan forgiveness checks of about $321,000. The university is making changes, it says, in the financial aid office. The scandal set off, as you know, a 9-day student sit-in the administration building. Joining me right now, one of the leaders of that sit-in, Alexis McKinney. She's from Durham, North Carolina. I need to ask you this. You're a graduating senior, right?
Yes, I am. So
when you went into that building, you were risking not graduating, maybe even expulsion, right? You were willing to risk that?
I really was. You know, what we were doing was fighting for institutional change. And sometimes there's a lot of sacrifice with that and struggle with that. And so even as a senior, I was willing to risk not graduating or whatever consequences would have come, because I know making Howard better for students, for people coming in the future, was worth it.
And how many other students, graduating seniors, were in there with you?
There was one other graduating senior, Juan, who was part of our core leadership, but there were many of our classmates who were coming through the building during the occupation.
All right. You've got an agreement, right? What do you have now that you didn't have before you started this protest?
Okay, so first, within a few days of negotiations, the administration extended the housing deadline, which was a really big deal considering the housing crisis that happened right before spring break, where students didn't know where they were going to live. They are also considering opening up the quad, which was supposed to be offline, which provides new housing for a lot of people who wouldn't have had it. One of the other more tangible things is they're going to start providing transportation for survivors of rape and sexual assault to get rape kits, because there currently aren't rape kits at Howard University Hospital. And then thirdly, they're also providing a new student ombudsman or student advocate position, which would report instead of to the president, which the current one does, but to the office of the vice president of student affairs.
Yeah. So where was the breakdown between students and the president?
I think there was a lack of respect and a lack of understanding of the student experience. And I think we've been yelling and screaming and fighting and organizing on our own behalf for a while. And it took this occupation for the administration, for the board, for the president to really finally listen to us.
And now, is he a different person, or you've got a separate independent body to watch the whole process?
I'm not sure if he's a different person. I think our main goal was to get students more involved in the administrative processes of Howard. The whole Student Power HU movement was about us students having a voice and having our voice be heard by the president and the board through the different task force that were created as a result of the negotiations.
Yeah, Howard University a better school today because of this protest?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I think our goal is for an occupation like what happened to never happen again, because we never want students to get to a point where we feel like we have to take over a building to have our voices heard, to be involved in the things that affect our everyday lives.
Right. Okay, you graduate in May.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And then you tell me you're eventually going to go to law school, but taking a year off to do what?
I want to stay in D.C. for a year and continue organizing. We partner with a lot of great organizations like Black Lives Matter D.C., Black Youth Project 100, as well as D.C. Jobs with Justice, who supported us during the occupation as well. So I love to work on gentrification, different issues of poverty, food relief in D.C.
Yeah. We should also point out that you had legal representation from Howard Love, who's going on. So it wasn't just the students against the administration. So some people in this community have done very well, and by Howard University, they were there representing the students too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You've represented so well, and I get the feeling I'm going to be interviewing you again, and we'll hear from you in the next year or so.
I hope so.
Thanks a lot.
You.
Take care. All right.